Blessed be magic makers, let's talk knot magic. Now, knot or cord magic is very simplistic, but it is one of the oldest tools in witchcraft, and it is seen in modern Wiccan, various pagan groups, Norse, in Viking burial grounds. There is a specific way that they knot and tether the cord. In Egyptian mythology, we see different knots and the way that they tie different things to represent different intentions. In Celtic mythology, different knots and braids and things in the hair mean for different reasons. And then in 1808, but I might be off a little bit on the year, the Witches' Somerset is where this whole witches' knot began. There was a 6-foot black cord with 20, I think, feathers sewed and braided into it with charms that it was found hidden in a very old house. So look up the history of it, it's very cool. But let's break down each one of these knots, okay? So the way that I've seen this done and the variation of the wording is a little different depending on the practice and the tradition. So it's usually done with black thread, but it doesn't have to be black. This is a really good time to incorporate color magic into your practice. So sometimes it's done to where knot of 1, the spell's begun, is done on this side. Knot of 2, the spell does come true. And then the knot in the middle would be number 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 would end up back in the middle, 3, 6, 9. Okay, so let's break down each knot. Knot of 1, the spell's begun. This is opening the magical working, and it is setting the initial intention over the spell. Knot of 2, this brings the power into manifestation. This sets the energy in motion. By knot of 2, this magic comes true. Each knot builds off of the intention of the previous knot. By knot of 3, so shall it be. This confirms and strengthens your intention, your magic, and 3 is the number of power. It is the number of the divine, Maiden, Mother, Crone, and also the Trinity if you work with that type of energy. Knot of 4, this power is now stored, or by knot of 4, my magic does walk through the door. This contains the magical energy, creates stability, and holds the charge. By knot of 5, my will shall drive. This empowers through personal will, directs the energy. I took notes because I didn't want to leave out anything. Directs the energy, and it strengthens the purpose. By knot of 6, the spell I fix. My fate I fix. The spell I fix. It secures the working, it locks in the intention. By knot of 7, the future I love in. My future I love in. It shapes the possibility, and it sends forth the magic. By knot of 8, my will be fate. My will I fate. This binds will to outcome and determines the direction. And then by knot of 9, what's done is mine. What I desire is mine. This completes the spell. The power builds each knot, creating a complete magical tool. The cord then can be kept until, and again, this is a little bit variation. I've seen people to where they hold it, and then as they want the magic released, they undo the knots in the reverse order, starting at 9, 8, 7, all the way back down to 1. And some practitioners decide to keep it forever as it's knotted up, and they decide that the spell is done when they get to number 9. They put it around a spell jar, a candle. They braid it into besoms when they make them. They put them around different charms in their house, around windowsills. It's a good way to bind, to release, to tether, or we've all seen the cord cutting rituals where you sever your connection with something also. So cord magic is pretty powerful. Like I said, it tethers you to something or someone, and then by cutting the cord, it severs the connection. You can do this with you and another person, which is what we commonly see when we see cord cutting rituals. But if you yourself feel that you have been stuck, tied, binded, tethered to a person or a habit, a job, a situation, an emotion, an addiction, something that is holding you back, one candle can represent you, and the other candle or object can represent that thing, and then you are cutting the link between you and that situation. So I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. Blessed be.